I'm continuing with my Sports Betting 101 series in this video, and we'll be discussing the 3 successful methods used by winning sports bettors to win at betting on sports. If you like any portion of this video, give it a like because it's the only way YouTube will present the video to anyone else in the future. That's just the way YouTube works. There are a lot of new gamblers that are going to be getting into gambling, and this is a primer for any new aspiring sports bettors or any bettors losing at sports betting and wanting to up their game. So let's get into it. If you've watched YouTube videos on gambling, you've probably been made aware of the first method, which is numbers betting. With this method, you bet a particular number that is different from the number posted by sportsbooks that take professional action, and that pretty much ensures you have a good bet. So as an example, if you see at DraftKings that you can get -2.5 on a football game on a particular team, and that line is -3 at one of the offshore books that takes professional bets, you would bet -2.5 blindly, knowing that that is likely going to be a winning bet. And this is without a doubt the easiest method of winning at sports betting, and is probably the method most commonly used by professional sports bettors to win money at betting on sports, or by people that actually win at sports betting. And if you pursue this strategy, you're almost certain to win. No doubt about it. So if this is such a successful strategy, why are there lots of guys preaching it on YouTube? And why aren't more people doing it, you might ask? And that is a good question to ask because virtually all of these bettors are math-oriented bettors. They're not actually good at sports betting. They're basically scamming the sports books. It can't really be called a scam because the sports books are responsible for putting up the right lines. So these bettors are simply taking advantage of the sports book's inability to operate a sports book at a professional level. Ultimately, though, this is a low level of gambling and is dependent on soft sports books, but it is highly profitable. However, it requires a huge amount of work as you have to be constantly looking for these weak lines wherever you can find them. So this is a strategy that is pursued by a certain type of person. And as I said, these are typically people that are very good at math and like calculating the mathematical edges for these types of bets and actually enjoy this type of tedious work. It's just the way their minds work. And if you are of this type of mindset, you will gravitate towards this type of betting. As I said, there are a lot of YouTube videos on this subject, and they will do a much better job than I would do at explaining it. So if you're interested in this type of strategy, you can watch those videos. So let's move on to the next way that sports bettors win at gambling, and that is by using a computer model. Unlike numbers betting, this is going to require a lot of skill, so it is not pursued by nearly as many gamblers, but it is pursued by the most successful gamblers, because ultimately numbers bettors are dependent on the higher class of gamblers to get their winning bets. The computer modeler designs their computer model for predicting the outcome of a sporting event, which they spend thousands of hours developing, and then they go out and get the available statistics and input those into their computer model, which takes them pretty much all day long, every day. And then they more or less simulate a game and come out with an expected result. And if the result is different from the sportsbook's line at what they consider a profitable rate, then they will bet the game. So obviously here again, we have a certain type of person that is going to gravitate towards this type of betting, and it's going to be someone with advanced computer knowledge as well as very advanced mathematical abilities. And since that is probably not you, we probably do not need to talk anymore about this subject, and you will not find many YouTube videos on this topic because they don't give away their secrets. However, these are the most successful bettors at betting on sports. So if you believe you can do this sort of thing, you will not be needing much help, because if you need the help, you're probably not going to be successful. So you can basically just stop right here. And then we have the third form of gambling on sports, which is likely the one you will have to pursue to win. And this is the method that I use and am best able to discuss, and the method that probably 99% of all gamblers use in betting on sports, which is, by the way, also the percentage that lose at sports betting. And that is handicapping, or betting games based on your own subjective judgment of whether a bet is good or not, based on your own opinion. however you go about coming to that decision. This is the easiest method of betting on sports, which is why it's pursued by most people, but it's also the most difficult to win at, and that is why the math guys are not doing it, because they do not have the ability to win at it. It takes a special type of person to be able to beat the math guys at betting on sports, which is ultimately what you're going to be doing if you're handicapping games and winning at sports betting, because it is the modelers that are determining the lines that we bet. So in my next video, I'll go deeper into handicapping games and help you develop a winning strategy to win at sports betting if you feel you have the ability to beat the line, or to give you a better chance at doing so if you want to give it a shot. So until then, thanks for listening, and give the video a like if you liked any portion of this video and would like to see more like it. Thanks for watching.